That was weird. Welcome back, my children. That is a reverse martini. Which is to say, instead of the normal 2 parts gin and 1 part vermouth, which is how I make a martini, it's 2 parts vermouth and 1 part gin. A little easier on the system. I couldn't quite get back to, while I was in Colorado, I didn't take any liquor with me, so I stopped at a liquor store and I bought a local Colorado rye, and they didn't have any sweet vermouth, but they had a Verna Amaro, and so I was able to actually make a Black Manhattan. And it took me a minute to get just the right mix, but that Colorado rye whiskey was amazing. Well, I had to bring it all home with me and try to fit it in my liquor cabinet up there that's locked so Charlie can't get to it. So, yeah, my bitters are buried back there behind the Aperol, and okay, it's part 2. Are you ready? Don't ask me what that says. You want me to try it? No. Sinful Nuns of St. Valentine is the English title. And yes, I have it on DVD. But this poster's awesome. Look at that. Françoise Prévost, Jenny Tambouri, Paolo Malco, Franco Rossell, Gino Rochetti, Bruna Biani, Diada Galati, Adriana Facchetti, Cinzia Greco, Alorna Spinelli. Good grief, how many people are in this movie? Aldina Martano, Piero Anchisi, and Callisto Callisti. Callisto Callisti. That's a name. I like it. Yeah. I'm also going to presume that this movie is Italian. Nunsploitation is largely an Italian and Spanish thing. There's some Spanish nunsploitation in this bucket. Oh, let us pray. Sinful Nuns of St. Valentine, 1974, Claudia Cinematographica. Director, Sergio Greco? After initially watching this one without the aid of subtitles, like an idiot, and missing out on much of the detail, I decided to take another look with the subtitles on. And actually, I think there was some kind of mishap with the DVD. There was no default or something. Yeah, it took me a minute to figure out how to turn the subtitles on. Okay, we begin with Prince Valiant being chased through the woods Now, if you don't know who Prince Valiant was, just Google it. Where he is shot, but not mortally wounded. He finds his way to a convent, and the help let him in. We'll assume it's not his first visit, since he is in love with one of the novices. Turns out her parents sent her there, to the nunnery, that is, to the convent, sent her to the convent to get her away from Prince Valiant. Okay, said novice's roommate is in love with her, and when she follows her one night, she is stabbed in the bosom by an unknown nun. The rest of the nuns find the body in the hall, and our naughty novice, Lucita, sleeping with her clothes on. Suspicious. The local inquisitor stops in. I assume they called him, but bam, inquisitor. And he tortures Lucita until he is satisfied, then throws her in the brig. Her lover, Esteban, said Prince Valiant, still hidden in the basement, is powerless to help. Until the abbess, Mother Superior, Madre, whatever, finds him. She takes him to her guest quarters, and after the help tells him the evil truth about her, Esteban gets busy with the Mother Superior. Next thing you know, Madre is stabbing the help. And Esteban catches her. Then the Inquisitor catches her in bed with two novices. Wishing to avoid a scandal, I know, it's hard to imagine the Catholic Church would have a scandal, he orders the nuns and the novices sealed inside the convent. Yeah, they just start bricking them in. They tell Lucita's father that she is dead of some horrible disease. Esteban, well, he knows better. And he digs up Lucita's grave to prove it. He gathers the men to mount a full-on assault on the convent. I think I had a comic strip that one of the strips was titled Assault on the Convent. Completely unrelated. Behind the sealed doors, the nuns are crazed and wretched from their thirst and hunger, calling out to Satan to save them. The Madre lashes out after one of the novices hangs herself. She sets her sight on Lucita. We can only hope that Esteban can break through the mortar in time to save her. And I'm not going to tell you. Okay. Oh, pardon me. Salvation Films, who got a hold of this movie and restored it, went to much trouble to restore this film. using ultrasound cleaning on the 35mm print and digital color correction on the DVD. And let me tell you, it looks great and it sounds great. I mean, for something from 1974 and a lesser known thing from 1974, we probably didn't have a lot of prints to choose from for DVD transfer, but they really, really knocked this one out of the park. With subtitles, the movie made a lot more sense to English-speaking Murph. Between the French I took in high school and the Latin from church, it's like I could kind of make out the Italian, but not quite enough. So, with the full story now, I added an extra ring, and I gotta work on my throw there. 4. It's a 4-ring circus on Feature 2, Sinful Nuns of St. Valentine. Let's see what we got next week. I'm not going on any trips. And the week before that, I think, did I tell you all that my buddy at the gas station, Mad Mike, got the COVID? And I worked a 72-hour week. Well, he did the same thing for me this week. And so I took off on vacation with Charlie. We went down there with Charlie's mama and her boyfriend and some friends, including a little girl that used to say she was going to marry Charlie. It's hard to get that one. I hope it's good. Thanks, monkey. Okay. We're staying in the 70s and maybe 1980. But no more nuns next week. I'll be in my regular suit instead of this thing. We have American Gothic and House of Dark Shadows. Some of y'all remember, well, I don't know how many of y'all remember Dark Shadows, the soap opera. This is a movie addition to Dark Shadows. So join us next week on the Late Night Picture Show. You know the drill. Write me some comments. I'm not getting a lot of comments from India and Indonesia. Which is unfortunate. That's like half my viewership right there. And then Pakistan, Saudi Arabia, and then the U.S. Don't ask me. Good night, my children.